Hi, this is Makonas Bokani, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. Today we are dealing with part 5 of the topic that speaks about how to see when you are becoming a people's pleaser. How do you see that you are now becoming a people's pleaser as a young man? And I want to also emphasize again that don't subject yourself to become a people's pleaser, because people can just not be pleased. And people are difficult to please. And there are those people that are just impossible for you to please. Now, if you are for sure very, very obsessed about pleasing people, you're going to hurt yourself one way or another. You're going to destroy yourself. You're going to find yourself depressed at some stage because of trying to please people that are not pleasable, if there's a word like that. Now, I want you as a young man to learn to be yourself and you to be your own person. And don't like to do things because you want to please people, because that will destroy you. How do you then identify that you're slowly becoming a people's pleaser? Is when you don't let when you don't show when your feelings are hurt. When you don't let show when your feelings are hurt. That is being people's pleaser. Because there are times when you feel in pain. And as you feel pain, I want to say as a young man, go through the process of feeling pain. If you have to grieve, go through the grieving process. That is quite a process that will come with denial stages, that will come with acceptance stages, that will come with that grieving process. And therefore, you'll find yourself going through that process easily without the fear of favor, because there are things that we are feeling today. The hurts that we are feeling today is because we didn't grieve enough when we were supposed to grieve in the past. But there are those of you who are people's pleasers that you don't want to expose your feelings. You don't want to expose how you feel when you're hurt. And therefore, because of doing that, trying to please people, you're actually harboring this bitterness in you, as I've said. This pain doesn't come off from you. And therefore, because the pain didn't come out, you are actually living in this pain until everything that you do, you actually do it based on this pain. There are those that have lost loved ones in the past, but because they were people's pleasers and they didn't want to cry, they didn't want to actually go through the grieving process, later it catches up with them. Now, as a young man, I want you to be aware of that if you are trying to hide your feelings when you are hurt because you want to please the people, that is going to catch up with you one day. So please avoid that and make sure that, if possible, you want to cry. You want to express yourself on how you feel, express yourself. You want to tell people that you feel hurt, tell them. And even those that hurt you, even if you know they're going to be hurt by knowing that they've hurt you, but tell them they've hurt you anyway, because they will stop hating you in the future. But remember that the danger of you hiding your feelings when you're hurt is that the people are going to hurt you again. You're running a risk of allowing them to continue hurting you, because they're going to come to a point where they don't know that they've hurt you, and they will not be aware that they've hurt you, and therefore they will not even know what is hurting you and what is not hurting you, and they will keep hurting you anyway. And the more you hide your feelings of how you feel when you're hurt, the more people will continue hating you as well. Now, as a young man, I want you to be aware of that please express yourself when you're hurt. Let people know. Let your friends know when you're hurt, so that they can know even tomorrow that this is the thing that hurts you, and they may not repeat it again themselves, because they would know that they will hurt you. Now, people's pleasers are actually stomaching their own feelings for the sake of others. You're worried about how people will feel if you tell them that you're hurt. If you express your feeling of hurt to them, you're afraid what will they feel? How will they feel? If they feel bad, so what? Let them feel, but let them not repeat it. Let them not hurt you again. But let them know that they've hurt you, and let them not hurt you again. That's very, very important. It is also through this that you're going to realize that you're becoming people's pleaser. When you avoid making decisions. Now, people's pleasers don't want to make decisions of their own. They want people to decide for them. And they want approval for any idea that they want to decide on, they want approval of that. People's pleasers will go out of their way as a young man to tell the whole world that you want to marry. You want to decide to get married, and they will tell the whole world which girl they want to get married to. And you want the opinion of people. You want people to give their input. And you want people to approve or affirm your decision. Now, listen to this as a young man. The more you are indecisive in your life because you don't want to hurt people, because you want to please the people, the more you're not going to be able to decide anything in your life, and your life will be stagnant while everybody else's life is progressing. And this is the reason that we have seen some of us who are non-progressive at all. We are stuck at one place. And the reason is because we cannot decide when we're supposed to decide. There are some of the young men that rely on their parents to make decisions for them. They want your parents to decide for you whether it's time to get married. You want your parents to decide for you which lady that you need to marry. You want the parents to decide for you whether to have kids or not. I mean, we're having people like that. We're having people that want their own parents to decide for them what type of a career in life they should follow. We know there are young people that are actually relying on their parents for a decision of what type of lifestyle they have to live. Now, I want to urge you as a young man that if you develop that, you must realize that you're developing into becoming a people's pleaser. And that's a dangerous terrain to be in. And please avoid being people's pleasers, because you'll end up not making decisions of your own. You'll end up not making any decision in life. And when you are indecisive, as I said, you are hating yourself, because you will be stagnant and stuck in a certain situation that you're not progressive at all. There are those things in life that just need a decision. And there are some of you that you consult with every single decision. There are some of you who are actually not deciding, and those people, some of them that are lazy to decide, they're actually putting it at the doorstep of God sometimes, because they want God to decide for them some of the things that they need to decide. Listen to this, that God has given you the capacity of decision making because He knows that you can make your own decisions. And God respects your decisions as well. And that is why God is not forcing anyone even to accept His Son, Jesus, as a personal Savior. God is not forcing anyone in life to serve Him, because God is not imposing Himself unto people, because He knows that people have got decision-making volition on themselves. And God has allowed people to make their own decision, not Him making decisions for them. And that's very key that we emphasize that. Now, as a young man, if you avoid making decisions because you want to please the people, you are falling into a trap of indecisiveness. And you are falling into a trap whereby you're going to rely on people for decisions. And if you cannot decide, your friends are going to decide for you. If you cannot decide, your parents are going to decide for you. If you cannot decide, people around you will decide for you. And you'll be miserable the rest of your life, because people have decided for you things that you needed to decide for yourself. There are key things that you have to take as decisions in life. And there are things that are so key that you have to make decisions in, and you cannot rely on others to make decisions for you. Now, the other thing is, sometimes you wonder if you are being taken advantage of. The person who is a people's pleaser, when they are taken advantage of, they are not aware of, they're still just wondering whether they're taken advantage of. They are not sure. But a people pleaser will always also realize that people will take advantage of you while you think you are doing yourself justice, while you think that you're supposed to do that because you want to please them, and you're stuck in this situation because you're pleasing the people. Now, there are people that are taken advantage of by their own spouses. And now, because you want to please them, you want to be a people's pleaser, you cannot even say it with your mouth that I'm not happy with what is happening. You are taking advantage of me. There are people that their friends, their own friends, are taking advantage of them, and they are afraid to verbalize it. They're afraid to come up clear that I'm being taken advantage of. They're just wondering if people are taking advantage of, but they're not even sure that people are taking advantage of. So please, don't be a people's pleaser. So when people are taking advantage of you, tell them, please don't take advantage of me. And this is my stand about it. And please stop it right now and now. And let them stop it. And please don't be subject to people taking advantage of you. Otherwise, you will be regretting the rest of your life. You'll fall into depression. And as I say, some even go to an extent of killing themselves. And we don't want that to happen. I want to end up here today. Your host, Mike Spokane. Thank you very much for listening to us as a young man today. I hope you've learned quite a bit out of this. And I want you to also subscribe to our YouTube channel. There are many other videos that will help you as a young man in our YouTube channel. So please subscribe and be part of it, and search for the material that you need for your life. God will help you as you do so. Have a wonderful time. And until we meet next time, allow me to say cheers for now.